So welcome to you all. Here where I am in Italy, it is 4 a.m. So I think also in South Africa it's 4 a.m. And
Yes,
in
Maharaj.
Philippines, 10 a.m. And in Thailand, Parmanand, who just joined, 9 a.m. And I'm a little lost. I think it's 11 p.m. in Florida, something like that.
No, it's early. It's 10 p.m.
It's 10 p.m. in Florida. Oh dear, you do a big sacrifice. Anyhow, here we are together. And I just heard that this is the 150th 150 back to basics.
Yes,
And
Maharaj.
also this is 1 year, Paramanandru, since I came from Thailand to here, which I'm very surprised about, that a year has passed by. I've been in one place, sitting like a, well, I haven't been quite sitting still, but one place for a year, which is a big surprise to me. And so the world goes on, and some reminder of the speed of time. And in this 1 year, actually, if I start to think one by one, several of our associates, people we know, relatives of people we know, then they've passed away in this 1 year. So again, the imperceptible speed of time. Our Thailand, Krishna.
This is Madhavi. Remember, Maharaj?
Nandavad Maharaj.
Satya Sundar's daughter.
Okay, Madhavi. I don't have my specs on, and the picture's very small. I actually, my specs got injured, so.
Oh, no worries, mine too.
Anyway, very good. And with your daughter, little daughter? No.
No, not yet, Maharaj. Not yet. Not.
Oh, I misunderstood. Satya Sundar's
Satya Sundar's daughter.
Okay, okay. Very good. I thought you were holding a baby when you came.
Oh, no. It's just no.
All right. All right. Anyhow, very welcome. So welcome to each of you. Also, Kumkum Devi Rasi, Udaram Prabhu, and Rupa Vilas Prabhu. I was almost welcomed because I hear all the welcoming just a minute or two before 4 o'clock. And so Jivana Devi Rasi has also joined us. And, oh, look at that, Jayadev and Chintamani. Jayadev with the deity of Mahaprabhu, worshipped by his wife.
Vishnu Priya, Maharaj.
Vishnu Priya, yes, I know. I just need to come to wake up in the morning, don't I? So Vishnu Priya is deity of Mahaprabhu, and Chintamani Devi Rasi's chosen Guru Gauranga Gandhava Govinda Sundar, if my eyes without specs don't fail me, in Navadip. So 2 sets of Navadip deities there. All right. So we're almost 5 minutes in. Let's welcome each other the way we welcome each other, with obeisances. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So I have a question to Praneshwari, because she had noticed before, she was forewarned or had foreknoticed. So today is the 150th appearance day. Dandavat, all the San Jose faithful long-time servitors ki jai. Dandavat. So I asked to Praneshwari Devirasi, do you have something in mind for 150th birthday of the Back to Basics online?
Well, Maharaj, because Krishna Katha is eternal, we should just continue with the flow. On class 148, you said we started a revision of the mini Vandana. And there was one specific that you wanted to cover, which was the Vandeham, the word for word of the Vandeham. So I'm going to drop it in the chat box so you all can have it. And the reason that we didn't have it in the mini Vandana file is that it was not included originally. So I have a new file now.
Okay. So while you're doing that, let us chant a mini Vandanam, and then we will come back to this in just a moment. So I think all of you, or most of you, know Vandeham, Om Gyan. We already did Vanchakalpa to each other. So Namo Maha Varanyaya, then Panchatattva and Hare Krishna. Very simple, but really it is an auspicious beginning. So 3, 2, 1. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Pada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvije Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhara Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. And yes, welcome to on Facebook. We have Madhava, Michael Madhava is with us. So Madhava Prabhu, welcome. And we should say too, because some will be watching this later, welcome to those who are watching the recorded version. It's the same as the live, except it's recorded. So welcome to each of you on the recorded version. I know we watch recorded things and it's the same as live, except it's recorded. Hare Krishna. So we've got something in the BBBC box here. 3 things.
The first one is the one that we did, so we can skip that one. But the second one is a Vandeham word for word. And the third one is a beautiful purport of that Vandeham.
Acha.
And to Panamananda Prabhu, he has a message in the chat box. He says, Srila Goswami Maharaj conveys his Dandavat pranams to all the devotees. So we offer obeisances to Paramananda Prabhu to give us this wonderful message and to send the pranams to Maharaj as well from all of us.
Okay, so you see the news of back to basics reaches Goswami Maharaj, but he knows about it for sure from all of our time. Even in India, he knows about back to basics. And then online when it started, when I was in Thailand, then of course he knows. So yes, and I can say, even if Goswami Maharaj doesn't officially say, oh, send my regards and obeisances, he's got his caring eye over all of the devotees. So he knows that you're here. And so happily this week, we've also got a specific gracious glance from him. Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, can you read the quote from Srila Guru Maharaj that Paramananda gave us in the chat? It's just the last message.
It's actually what Goswami Maharaj just sent. So I'm just sharing it, but it's a quote of Guru Maharaj.
Okay. Okay, I was just about to ask Paramanandaru, maybe, is there still noise behind you, or would you like to read it? Because you're the carrier of the quote.
It says, Srila Guru Maharaj, and this is Goswami Maharaj, he's just sharing Guru Maharaj's wisdom, instructions, and desire. Srila Guru Maharaj says, our duty is to make us converted into a proper medium.
Jai. So there's our back to basics theme as well, and how to make ourselves into a proper medium. I see there's no full stop at the end of proper medium, so I can think ... And we've heard Goswami Maharaj using this example of absolute zero in the terms of temperature. They've discovered that with perhaps electricity or different things, electricity, if you cool a wire, the colder the wire gets, the less resistance in the wire. And their mathematical analysis shows if you come down to absolute zero, where you can't get any more zero than that zero, then when it gets to that level, then there will be, zero resistance in that wire. So to make ourselves humble, to come to the maximum humbleness, or the absolute zero of humility, humbler than the humblest. This will make ourselves into 100% medium, absolutely clear medium from what we've received to what we're delivering. No matter how long the wire is, no matter how far we may think, oh, this was in the past or something historic. In that position, then the pure devotees, like Guru Maharaj says, that everything that is said goes into the ether. And those of very fine intellect, fine feeling, they can draw what has been said from that ether. And now we get some idea mechanically or electronically, mechanically, through computers, you can see everything that's being said on mobile phones, etc., all being kept, all being stored. So if it's possible in the grosser world of our inventions, then what to speak of the finer world. But in terms of devotional service, then Srila Goswami Maharaj quoting Guru Maharaj, our duty is to make us converted into a proper medium. So our prayers in the morning, our seva during the day, really it is showing our negative side and giving worship to the positive side. So everything in our life is helping us practice to be humble, tolerant, give honor to others, and not want honor for ourselves, associate with devotees and serve. So let us come to our back to basics, and let us first, word by word. Now this is a little small. Hare Krishna. So everything is in this one mantra, in one sense, as far as our prayers go, in one mantra here, we have gone through this in general in the past. And maybe we went through word by word, but didn't keep it as such. But here we have the Vandeham word by word, and it's in the second file that Praneshwari sent us today. And by the way, Ramachandra Prabhu, good to see you on Facebook. Welcome. And I can mention to the devotees that Ramachandra Prabhu was our wonderful guest of honor yesterday evening in the Italian regular in Italy, Wednesday evening Zooms. And so everybody relished Ramachandra Prabhu's sharing his some of his experiences with Srila Gurudev and with the devotees. So Ramachandra, welcome on Facebook, and our Dandavat indeed. All right, Vandanam. So Vandanam is what in general we say, the morning prayers and offering of obeisances. So here we are, Vande, offering obeisances. Hum, we know, aham sarvasya, etc. So I am offering my obeisances. Vande ham Shri Guru. There we are. I mean, to the Guru says here a little bit of an expansion. So we understand this is very likely, I'm almost certain, this is Srila Prabhupada giving word for word of my, he's saying, Shri Guru, of my initiating spiritual master and instructing spiritual masters. So, my spiritual masters. I don't know if you can hear that. There's heavy rain right now here, which is good. The garden will be happy. Okay. Vande ham Shri Guru, then Shri Yuta Pada Kamalam. So, Shri Yuta, beautiful, glorious, divine. And we do hear this from time to time. Shri Yuta, Shri Yuta, Shri Yuta, glorious, beautiful, divine. And then Pada Kamalam. Kamalam, we know the lotus, and Pada, we know the feet. So lotus feet. Shri Yuta, how beautiful, beautiful, glorious. Shri Yuta, Pada Kamalam, feet of lotuses, feet. Lotus feet. Shri Gurun, unto the spiritual masters of the Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Parampara. So the Shri Guru part, the third word, that is like a specific spiritual master and instructing spiritual masters. Then Shri Gurun is the spiritual master line. So unto the spiritual masters of the Brahma, Madhva, Gauriya, Parampara. Okay, so that Guru. Vaishnavans cha. Well, we know what a Vaishnava is, at least the definition of a Vaishnava. If only we knew what it was to be a Vaishnava. Vaishnava cha. And Hare Krishna. And, yes, so actually maybe, Pranashri, can you highlight what we're reading? It may be helpful for everybody. Then I am seeing, and it may be helpful for them to see also, if it's possible to share the page. Or would you like me to share the page?
You can share it, Maharaj. You can share it.
Okay, just allow me to.
Yes, yes.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Give me just 1 second. All right.
Perfect.
Let's put these. Oh. So here's the verse, and you can see that we've covered up to Vaishnavans cha. We've covered this part, the first line. So let us read and think now consciously. So Vande Hang Shri Guru, our initiating and instructing spiritual masters, our direct spiritual masters. So Vande Hang Shri Guru, Shri Yuta, beautiful, glorious, divine, Pada Kamalam, lotus feet, unto the lotus feet. Shri Gurun, so Gurun, this is Shri Gurun is saying the Parampara, which means the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So our Parampara, Shri Gurun, Vaishnavans cha, and the devotees. So the translation that's given below is, I offer my obeisances unto the lotus feet of my initiating Guru, all of my instructing gurus, all of the gurus within the disciplic succession, and all the Lord's devotees. Okay? But you see, in the word by word, we do have that Sri Yuta Pada. Sri Yuta, that's very beautiful. Beautiful, glorious, divine. Okay, so now seeing the translation, the word by word, and reading the words, and I think almost all of us, we've said this hundreds of times, thousands of times. It is quite possible. So let us try again this first line, one line. Vande hang Shri Guru, Shri Yuta Pada Kamalam, Shri Guru Vaishnavans Cha. Vande hang Shri Guru, Shri Yuta Pada Kamalam, Shri Gurun Vaishnavans Cha. Okay, that line is so beautiful. And now the next line, Shri Rupam, unto Rupa Goswami. So Shri Rupam, Sagra Jatam. So Sa along with Agra Jatam, his elder brother, Srila Sanatana Goswami. Rupa Goswami's elder brother was Sanatana Goswami. And his younger brother, Anupama. But here, specifically, but Anupama disappeared from this world at a young age after taking sannyas and traveling. He disappeared from this world. So we know principally the contributors of our Sampradaya, as it were. In the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, we have Rupa Goswami and his elder brother, Sanatana Goswami. So where are we? So let me just change the highlight. So Shri Rupam Sa along with Agrajatam, his elder brother, Agrajatam. Saha, so we got this Sa again, Saha along with Ganna. Okay, Gana we get all the time. Gana means the people. Along with Gana, his devoted followers, all the devotees of the Rupanuga Sampradaya. Yes. So Gana means the whole section, the people. When we read Caitanya Charitamrita, we get this Janna and Gana coming repeatedly. So Saha Gana Raghunatha, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. Where is the first line named? Raghunathan Vitang Tang Sarjivam. When we go slowly, it's like walking along, it's like walking upstairs and then thinking about what your feet are doing. You tend to trip up. So, okay. Sahagana Raghunathan Vitang Cha. Raghunathan Vitang, no. Shri Rupam Sa Agrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitang. So Raghunatha Anvitang, along with Tam, him, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sa, again, along with Jivam, Jiva Goswami. Okay, let's try. Let me highlight this part. So beginning Sri Rupam Sagratatam Raghunathan Vitang. Now I have to go down one line, don't I? Jivam, Sri Jiva Goswami. So this is the second line. Now let's see if I can make that down a bit and make this up a bit. So here we're on the second line. let us try the second line. Shri Rupam Sa Agra Jatam. Okay, Shri Rupam Sa Agra Jatam Saha Gana Raghunathanvitam. Anvitam also this along with Gana Raghunatha Anvitam Tang Sajivam. Rupa Goswami along with Jiva Goswami. All right, let us do this slowly, the second line. Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitang Tang Sajivam. Okay, I did it fast. So, unto Srila Rupa Goswami, along with his elder brother, Agrajatam Saha, along with Gana, his devoted followers, all the devotees of the Rupa Nuga Sampradaya, Raghunatha, Anvitang, Tam Sa Jivam. All right, there we have word by word for the second line. Now the third line is Sadvaitam. So we have this Sa coming along many times as we see. This Sa means along with. Now at least we've got this in our mind to some degree. So along with. So now the next line, the third line is starting here. Oh, all right. Sadvaitam. So Sa Advaitam. Sadvaitam. Savadutam. So Avaduta. We know who is Avadut. Nityananda, the original Avadut. Parijana, his associates. Gadadhar Pandit, Srivas Thakur, and so forth. Sahitam, again, along with Krishna Chaitanya Devam. Well, I think we've all know who is Krishna Chaitanya Deva. He is the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. So this is simply naming the Advaita Acharya Nityananda Prabhu associates, Parijana, the associates, Sahitam, along with Krishna Chaitanya Dev, Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Sadvaitam, Savadutam, Parijana, Sahitam, Krishna Chaitanya Devam. So this is only Parijana. Parijana means his associates. So Sa Advaitam, Sa Avadutam, Parijana, Sahitam, Krishna Chaitanya Devam. I think we're fairly clear on that one. And then the last line, this Sri Radha Krishna Padan, Saha Gana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitangscha. All right, so I won't be able to get it all onto one page on the screen. And I know if you're seeing on a mobile phone, if you put it sideways, you'll be able to read it mainly. So this is the last line. So Sri Radha Krishna Padan Saha Gana Lalita Sri Vishaka Anvitang Cha. And so this Anvitam came twice. It came up earlier, Raghunathan Vitang Tamaham. So this Anvitam is also along with. So we have Sa as along with and Anvitam along with. These two words are coming within this Vandanam Shloka. So Sri Radha Krishna, I'll translate that into Chinese. Sri Radha Krishna. So Sri Radha Krishna, Padan, unto the feet, Saha, along with Gana, as we had before, all their associates. That means the Sakhis and attendant Manjaris. And then naming them, Lalita, Sri Vishaka, Anvitang Cha, along with and. Ha. Okay? Sri Radha Krishna Padan Saha Gana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Cha. So when it comes into the line is Shri Vishakanvitam Cha. There is grammar in every language, and there is grammar in Sanskrit. So like, some words change a little when we have the word by word, and then we see how it is in the sloka. Then we can understand, okay, a little change by the grammar that's in the verse. All right. So let us slowly together read Vandeham. And really, we'll do slowly, but we'll try to keep the rhythm. But please, each of you try to follow the meaning by memory or glancing at the text below if you wish. Now, I wonder whether I can make this longer or not, but it won't fit in the screen if I do, will it? Okay, let us simply try, because the last two lines are a little straightforward once we've got that Parijana means his associates, and this Sahaganana, Anvitangs is along with, otherwise, and Sahitam, along with, yes, again, Sahitam. So we have Saha, Sahitam, and Anvitan are all along with. All right, let us try. 3, 2, 1. Vande ham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Pada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavans Cha Shri Rupam Sa Agrajatam Saha Gana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sa Jivam Sadvaitam, so Sadvaitam, Sa Abadutam, Parijana, Sahitam, Krishna Caitanya Devam, Sri Radha Krishna Padam, Saha Gana Lalita Sri Vishaka Anvitangs Cha. Okay, well done to everybody. Please download this, and please, this verse we are singing morning and evening, and we are reciting morning and evening. This one verse, you see, really does have everything in one verse. Maybe everything is in various places, but here everything is in one verse. All right. If your brains are still working, and if mine is still working, then we can come together and see who's joined us in the meantime. Nityananda Ram Prabhu has joined us in the meantime. Dandavat Nityananda Ram Prabhu. And our Tomsk Bhakta Vrinda, Ekadashi being the representative, has joined us in the meantime too. So,
and Dandavas from Sulakshan and Didi as well.
Oh, really? Okay. You always have some inside information and see people I don't see. So there we are. And Nityananda Prabhu is sending his Dandavats to everybody too. Hare Krishna. And Madhava Prabhu sending us a happy broadcasting birthday. Ekadashi. And Nityananda Ram Prabhu, that maybe you didn't hear, it's our 150th birthday today. And we're still going on. Look at that. Don't look at a day over 100. No, the 150th broadcast of Back to Basics.
Maharaj, check the second attachment.
The one with the purport.
Yes, because it's very sweet.
Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadha Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Bhajan and purport to the Mangalarchanam prayers. So this is Srila Prabhupada?
Yes.
All right. So instead of hearing my voice, can we have a volunteer? Would someone like to put up a digital or physical hand to read this kindly?
Paramananda Prabhu.
I was
He put
actually
up-
hoping to ask Kumkum Didi to read it.
Okay.
Kumkum Didi, you are volunteered, and I think very suitably volunteered. Oh, if you're available, she's got a poster picture there. Yes, available. Yes?
Clicking. All right, but I had not opened it yet. I had some distractions today. So I'll open it. And actually, if someone already has it open, if you could share it, then everyone will be reading. I'll also be reading.
Okay,
on
then
screen.
I'll share the screen as we did last time, but it may be a little small on a lot of people's screens.
Okay.
But you all have good eyes and spectacles. Let me just share my screen. Almost there. Also, like to say, click, click, click. There.
Okay.
So this is first the translation in the bold, and then Srila Prabhupada giving a commentary underneath. So
Okay.
Jai Vishwaranya Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. And
Right.
indeed, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Gurudev Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. We were still doing the Vandanams. So now we've done our the Vandanam prayer and Jai. So here we are. Kum Didi, can you see? Can you see it?
Yes, I can see, beginning with, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and of all the other preceptors on the path of devotional service. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnavas and unto the 6 Goswamis, including Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and their associates. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, and all his devotees, headed by Sri Vas Thakur. I then offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Srimati Radharani, and all the gopis, headed by Lalita and Vishaka.
Jai. So that's the translation, and now the purport by Srila Prabhupada.
Bandeham means I am offering my respectful obeisances. Bande means offering my respectful obeisances. Aham means I. Bandeham Shri Gurun, all the gurus or spiritual masters. The offering of respect direct to the spiritual master means offering respects to all the previous acharyas. Gurun means plural number. All the acharyas, they are not different from one another. Because they are coming in the disciplic succession from the original spiritual master, and they have no different views, therefore, although they are many, they are one. Bandeham Shri Gurun Shri Juta Padakamalam. Shri Juta means with all glories, with all opulence. Padakamalam, lotus feet. Offering of respect to the superior begins from the feet, and blessing begins from the head. That is the system. The disciple offers his respect by touching the lotus feet of the spiritual master, and the spiritual master blesses the disciple by touching his head. Therefore, it is, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of all the acharyas. Shri Juga Padakamalam, Shri Gurun Vaishnavams Cha. Gurun means spiritual master, and Vaishnavams Cha means all their followers, devotees of the Lord. Spiritual master means they must have many followers. They are all Vaishnavas. They are called Prabhus, and the spiritual master is called Prabhupada, because on his lotus feet there are many Prabhus. Pada means lotus foot. So all these Vaishnavas, they are all Prabhus. So they are also offered respectful, not that the spiritual master alone, but along with his associates. And these associates are all Vaishnavas, his disciples. They are also devotees of the Lord. Therefore, they should also be offered respectful obeisances. This is the process. Then Sri Rupam, the spiritual master, is descending from the 6 Goswamis. Out of the 6 Goswamis, Sri Rupa Goswami and his elder brother Sanatan Goswami are heading the list. Sri Rupam Sagrajatam. Agrajatam means his elder brother, eldest brother. Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam. They are also associated with other Goswamis. 2 Raghunath, Raghunathan, plural number. There were Raghunath Das Goswami and Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. Then Sri Jiva Goswami. So all they are offered respected obeisances one after another. And after finishing respectful obeisances to the spiritual master and the Goswamis, then we approach Lord Caitanya. Lord Caitanya is also approached with his associates. Savadutam, Sadvaitam. Sa means with. Advaita, Advaita Goshai. And Avaduta means Nityananda. So, with Advaita and with Nityananda, the offering goes to the Lord, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. So, after finishing all these obeisances one after another, according to the system, then Sri Radha Krishna Padan. Then we approach Radha and Krishna. Radha Krishna is also associate. Krishna is associated with Radharani, and he is associated with her immediate companions like Lalita, Vishaka, and others. So this is the process of offering respectful obeisances to the deity. We cannot approach Radha Krishna directly. We have to approach through the spiritual master, through the Goswamis, through the associates of Lord Caitanya. Then we approach Radha, then Krishna. If one approaches Krishna through this channel of disciplic succession, his efforts become successful. Otherwise, if he wants to approach Krishna directly, it will be futile endeavor.
Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Wonderful. Let us come to the top. All right, so just one more time. So this is from 1969, 8th of January 1969 in Los Angeles. In that beautiful temple of Los Angeles, that same place, is it 1969? Did they have that place already, Kumkum?
Yes.
Very historic, amazing that in such a short time, a beautiful building which has lasted and a whole community there of devotees is there until today. I don't know if most, but many of those houses in that block, they're owned and lived in by devotees. Yes. So in Los Angeles, in 1969, Srila Prabhupada gave this to the world. Yes. All right, one more time, because repetition is also very good for us. Let us one more time slowly together read this Vandanam verse. Together. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padda Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavans Cha Shri Rupam Sa Agrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sa Jivam Sa Advaitam Sa Avadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Veshakanvitams Cha. Jai. Very beautiful. And in some way, may we be honoring the message of Srila Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaj this morning, that the message of Guru Maharaj that he selected for us. Our duty is to make us converted into a proper medium. Only if we have our heads in those departments, I was going to say this department, but in all of that section of the Vaishnavas and the Gurus of Mahaprabhu's Leela and of Krishna's Leela, then if we can be there with humility, tolerance, giving honor to others, not wanting honor for oneself, and giving ourselves for service to them, then everything will be possible. Then they can work through the surrendered soul. Life nectar of the surrendered souls. And I don't know how far you've got through Prapana Jivanamritam, but Prapana Jivanamritam again, here we are reading, and just yesterday we finished the second chapter after reading the whole of the introduction. And it was last week we began, and was it during the back to basics? I'm not sure. One of the programs last week, we began the Prapana Jivanamritam. So just in case it was the back to basics, I can say, well, we kept up our side of the bargain, and we're going through Prapana Jivanamritam as we speak. And Prapana Jivanamritam, life nectar of the surrendered souls. The surrendered souls are an instrument for them. The agents, no, they are agents. They are instruments of the upper world. We can't say even agents of the upper world. Guru Maharaj, Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Saraswati Thakur, that caliber of Paramahamsa devotees. They are the upper world come to this world. And if we can have our proper prayers and obeisances to their lotus feet in absolute zero humility, then we may have some use in the world, even if it's not absolute zero, but as zero as possible. After all, we know that before coldness gets to absolute zero, it does get cold before absolute zero. Minus 50 degrees is pretty cold. Our Tomsk devotees can tell us that. Minus 100 degrees, I think, is a little inconceivable. And I don't honestly remember where's minus the absolute zero. It's something like minus 272 degrees, if my bad memory serves me well. But it's way down there. So we may be in some degree of surrender, but we know there's a long way to go. Okay, dear devotees, here we are. And Paunamasi Didi, welcome also. On Facebook, you've joined us, and welcome. And welcome to those who've joined us in the meantime, or in the recorded version. But if you're seeing the recorded version, you've seen from the beginning, and I already welcomed all of the viewers of the recorded section. Okay. Well, I seem to have been using my brain this morning, which is very unusual early in the morning. Remember, it's still early in the morning here. Would somebody like to make a contribution? And I think we should ask Jivana Didi to make a contribution. These are the devotees. We have here with us Kumkum Didi and Jivana Didi, both of them who've been with Srila Prabhupada, got Srila Prabhupada's mercy, been with Srila Guru Maharaj, have got Guru Maharaj's mercy, been with Srila Gurudev, have Srila Gurudev's mercy. Really, we pray to be able to be in the glance of such fortunate persons. Jivana Didi, humbly asking you a thought, a word, a gracious glance.
Well, I certainly have not done my duty to convert myself into a proper medium, but by the good association of all the proper mediums on this call, I feel very fortunate. Why I'm even allowed in this association is a miracle. This might take too much. I'm not sure what time we have left, but I know you had given us this quote from Bhaktisiddhanta from the Sajjanatoshani about the world is in no need of any reformer.
Uh-huh.
That one, and it talks a lot about how nobody is left with, that the best thing is that nobody is left without the highest guide, the very highest guidance, which is a really amazing statement. But I remember when you read this and Chintamani said, oh my goodness, I have to read that every single day. And I was thinking, yeah, that's actually really good. But I was wondering if sometime, if not this class, if one class you would be able to talk more in detail about that quote, about how the world is in no need of any reformer, because a lot of times people think some reformation is needed, or it's just very common. We need to change this, we need to change that. If we change that, this is what happens. But I'm sure that there's a lot deeper meaning here for reformer. So I was wondering if you think you could go over that. If not now, maybe one of the classes.
Okay, so let's make a note of that. And we have a very efficient note taker, Praneshwari Devidasi, otherwise known as Shared Saver Account. And Praneshwari Devidasi, please take a note of that for next week. And let us address this, because it is interesting and it's a definite meditation for us, because as with many things that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave, it was revolutionary that we will take that view. So let us address that, because actually we only literally have a very few minutes, and I have a feeling that this will invoke some thought. And this is very good you mention it today, because this also gives a little bit of time for the devotees to make a contribution about this and some reflection about this, because we all have experience. And do you have that quote handy that we can put in the chat box? Or maybe Praneshwari has it handy?
Well, I have it, but it's printed out. Does Praneshwari have it?
We will find it, and we will find it.
Yeah, let me see. I might have sent it to somebody and I can off it up. Let me just see if that's possible.
Okay, let Jivana take a look there in the meantime.
Yeah.
All right, so as Jivana is looking for that, because then we can copy and paste and we can keep it in our thought for the next time. And in the meantime, about this subject of absolute zero, or to convert ourselves into a proper medium, or this vandanam, which we were saying this morning, word by word, any reflections or additions, corrections that you might like to say? By the way, there is one correction in the purport, which was there. It's a typo by whoever put it there in the transcript, not done by us, no doubt, but it said in the purport something like yuga, but it's yuta. It was just a typo I noticed in it.
I will correct it.
One story I can tell in that connection.
Yeah, and sorry, just 1 second. Just that yuga part was in the last sentence of the second paragraph. It should be Sri Yuta Pada Kamala. It's just a typo in the thing. So just
perfect
way of correction.
Mm-hmm.
Paravananru, yes, excuse me. Please.
About the medium, becoming a medium. So
yes.
Once Srila Gurudev called me into his room and then requested something. And really, I thought I'm not up to this job at that moment. So we had a conversation, and then I kept repeatedly saying that I am not qualified, Gurudev, I know nothing, I'm not qualified to do that. And finally, I guess Gurudev got fed up with me saying that. He said, how many years ago you joined Hare Krishna movement? And I said, no, this much years. How many years you spent with me? He said, this much years. Are you saying that I'm not qualified teacher? I said, no, I'm not saying, I'm saying I'm not qualified disciple. Are you saying that I'm not qualified to the point that I cannot turn you, even though you're saying unqualified, into something, to someone who can at least get something, a drop of what I'm trying to give. So he said, just basically, he said, shut up and do what I ask you to do. You must get of something. He said, you must get of something from me, Prabhu. I said, yes, Gurudev, no doubt, if you say so, I must get of something. Then, really, we have to remember that. So those prayers which end the Vandanam, there is another prayer by Raghunath Das Goswami that are mirroring the Vandanam, this particular verse we've been trying to understand or get some meaning to today, and that is Nama Shrishtam Manumapi Sachiputra Atra Swarupam Rupam Sagrajatam Urupuri Madurim Goshtavadim Radhakundam Girivara Mahoradhikamatosam Praptoya Sapratita Kripaya Shri Gurun Tam Namosve. We heard on many occasions Srila Guru Maharaj chanting this verse, Srila Gurudev, Srila Goswami Maharaj, everybody. It's a beautiful prayer. And what is the meaning of the prayer? Is Raghunath Das Goswami is saying, whatever good fortune I have received in this life, meaning Mahaprabhu's service, the service to Swarupa Damodar, coming close to association with such personalities as Rupa and Sanatan. They're giving me Mathura Puri, the holy place of the Krishna's pastimes, revealed it to me. You can reside in Vrindavan and know nothing about it. But they revealed the true Mathura, true Vrindavan. They showed me Govardhan and Radha Kund so that I can always remember the divine pastimes of Radha Govinda. And they give me hope that one day I may be able to serve Radha Madhava. So that kind of hope we're receiving. So everything, and we can say absolutely everything, we got by the grace of the Guru. So understanding the words, no doubt, is very important. But like Goswami Maharaj recently said in his talk, he said, when I was with Srila Gurudev, I supplied some shlokas. I had that capacity to remember those shlokas and supply them. In time, Srila Gurudev was searching for one, or maybe he will just quote the first line and then he will have a difficulty to remember. The rest, Goswami Maharaj would supply them. They said, yes, I could do that, but he will feel them. It would go through his heart and become a source and a trigger of so many divine emotions in Gurudev's heart. And saying, this is the difference. Humbly he is saying that. I'm repeating what I memorized, but he is living those shlokas. He is feeling them deeply within his heart. So that is the difference. So even though we can memorize and know the meaning, which is absolutely important, and Srila Gurudev pointed out numerous times how important it is, we should also take it to our heart and actually try to feel it. But that cannot be forced or cannot be imitated. There is another talk we can have, emotion and devotion, which is also a very important talk, and quite often devotees asking questions about that. So making difference between devotion proper and emotions that we're experiencing. They're two absolutely different things. So we can pray that one day we can actually feel that. Not just remember, not just know the words of the Sanskrit, the meanings of them, but actually live that verse so that that verse can trigger something in our heart to whatever degree, doesn't matter. 1%, 10, 15, 20, 100%. Depends on our fortune. Anyhow, Maharaj, so this, a little contribution in that connection.
Jai. And if we do think we feel something, we must also be very cautious. And maybe we do feel something, but we must know that, oh, there is much more. It's not that now we are realized or whatever it may be. And just like on a journey, we think we've got to anybody who's been trekking in the mountains, they know. We think we got to the top of the peak, and then we find, oh, there's another one after this. Oh, this one, no, there's another one after this. So even if genuinely we have got a devotional feeling of nourishment rather than emotional feeling of nourishment, even then we'll be very careful and not think, oh, this is everything. Oh, this is a hint. Krishna is kindly giving us some hint.
And Guru Maharaj is always saying that even though you may occupy a position of a guru, still you will forever remain a disciple. And that will be your qualification. It's not you're still a student. How can you be a teacher? No, you must be a proper student to become a teacher, to become a guru. So the medium, you have to become that medium by becoming a perfect student and remaining a perfect student forever.
Jai. And Guru Maharaj, when he was actually almost 90, he wasn't quite yet 90, when he was challenged by some big devotees from across the river and from the West. And then Guru Maharaj saying, at that age, he said, I consider myself a student. What to speak of all of you who are coming in, trying to lecture to Guru Maharaj, tell Guru Maharaj what is what. Hare Krishna. But Guru Maharaj in humility saying these things, not out of pride, but trying to teach by example and teach to the devotees. And Hare Krishna, the whole history there. And so please, in the chat box, Jeevan has kindly located and pasted in that quote, and which was from which book? Was it Jeevana? Or magazine? Your microphone?
You had told us it was in the Sajjana Toshini, May 1932.
All right, okay.
And
Let me
number 11. Yeah.
Let me add that to my notes. Say Sajjana Toshini.
Yes, Sajjana Toshini, May 1932.
Wow, 1932. It didn't, 1932 wow. Didn't sound so long ago when I was young. Now it sounds a long time ago.
And the article's name was called Sri Caitanya in South India.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, you gave it to us, and I think Praneshri had posted it at that time.
Okay, but still, you know, to find some things later may not be so easy. They're all right. In the ether, but they're not all in my head.
It's all coming by the grace of the Vaishnava, by the grace of the Guru. Just to support Jivana's words.
Right. Okay, good devotees. So please do, I'm sure, I expect you have already, please do download those PDF files, which were sent earlier today, at the beginning of our class, sent by Praneshri Didi, and I expect she's putting them on the Facebook page too. And also this quote, and perhaps with the source of this quote, and this quote will be our meditation, our considering, and then let us next time, if nothing else urgent kind of comes up, let us on our Sunday, some of yours Saturdays maybe, let us consider this. All right, and Jagamohini Devidasi, Dandavat Didi, happy to see you just joined us. You're with us there on Facebook, and others who I don't see on Facebook, but Praneshri Devidasi mysteriously can see. She has a deeper vision. So. All right, appreciating everything, and may we chant these prayers with our heart, with some feeling, whatever feeling we can, but in this mood really of humility, tolerance, giving honor to others, making ourselves, converting ourselves to be a proper medium, and our appreciation to Goswami Maharaj will let him know through Paramananda Prabhu that all the devotees followed his theme today. And we are trying to tell him we're trying to be humble, tolerant, give honor to others. And with this verse of Vandeham Shri Guru, then really we are coming to the beautiful lotus feet of the Vaishnavas, the Gurus, Mahaprabhu's section and Krishna's section. All right, a huge Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rock Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj, founder Acharya Sri Caitanya Saraswat Mat ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Par Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj, his inseparable servitor, eternal Parshad devotee ki Jai. And Jai Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, empowered by Nityananda and declared so by Srila Guru Maharaj to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. And Bhagavan Jai Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Shri Rupanuga Guru Vaga ki Jai. All the present day Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Vrinda ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. And Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. So our Dandavat to you all. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha, with specific like Jais and obeisances to each one of you, one by one by one by one. Dandavat. Have 100% devotional moments until we meet again soon. Hare
Jai
Krishna.
Shri Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Dandavat, dear devotees.
Thank you, Maharaj, so
And
much.
thank you, Praneshri Devidasi, the middle of the night. And Radha Sundari Didi, give our obeisances to your family. And everybody give obeisances to everybody. That's a good idea.
Maharaj, we had Udaran Prabhu with us today from Riga.
Yes, we gave obeisances and recognition at the beginning, and Udaran Prabhu, happy to have you with us with your big ears all the way through the program. All the better to hear us with. And you see, with Udaran is also early in the morning, so probably got the headphones on so as not to disturb the neighbors, etc. Dandavat, one and all.
Dandavat, Maharaj.
Nityanandaram Prabhu Paunamasi Didi Jagamohini Didi, and our devotee section, Madhava Prabhu, our devotee section there too. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.